Yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, yeah. Turning up, this is how it starts. Live moments created hard. From small town stages to the mainline drives. Dog danced in the am, John Candy live. If it's live, we bring the vibe. This is John Candy live. If it's live, we bring the vibe. This is John Candy live.
What's cracking, y'all? Back in studio once again. Jimmy Johnson,
What's cracking?
and we got Joe Nichols.
Special guest in the house.
What's happening, guys?
Joe Nichols.
Dude, we're doing brand new things. You told me we got a special guest coming in today. Didn't even tell me what was going on until like, I don't know, maybe an hour or two ago. And I was all, perfect. We got some fresh blood. Joe, welcome.
Yeah, no, good to be here.
So what do you think, man? Our setup, our studio, our little podcasting. I know you've seen it from other side of the TV. What does this side look like?
Oh, it's rad, man. What John's got going on here, he's definitely investing in us. So, you guys make sure you stay tuned every week and keep an ear on what he's got going on.
Yeah, so this is something we're trying to do each and every week. We missed last week, had a lot of stuff going on. You had a bunch of stuff going on. I had big car stuff going on, but we're back in studio. We've got a lot of stuff to promote. We've got us coming up this week. We've got big car stuff in 2 weeks. We're rocking and rolling, man. Oh, what do you guys think about that podcast with Sonny? Wasn't that friggin'
That was the
loud?
best.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. Man. Really informative, from a guy that has no idea what the big cars even really entail. Pretty cool insight.
Yeah, it was so sick because like she knows
Everything.
everything. Like she's been doing it since she was a kid, like 6, 7 years old. Getting the golf or the go kart, the mini doors back then, and just friggin' going up the ranks. And so she has it all. She's a lady driver that's 2-time champion that's been doing it her whole life. Her dad's a social media savant, and now she's
Right.
starting to take all that over. I was like, that was a no brainer.
Dude, animated. She's crazy. She talks. She does it all. And then I didn't know she had the Facebook page, so I went on. What is it? Team Simpkins,
Yeah.
maybe. So she has like all of her YouTube or all the posts and blogs and stuff from when she was a kid all the way to now, like all the different cars she's ever ran, all the different classes, and what she's doing now. And it's like, it's cool. Like if you've seen it, you got to follow it and go back and watch all of her shows. I love it.
Yeah, for sure. And,
Fun
and
to watch.
before we get too far into this, we got to tell everybody, even if you're watching this for the beginning, the first time, like, comment, subscribe, do all those things. Your page, Bakersfield RC Raceway, my stuff, John Candy Live, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all those things that help out so much. So you guys need to get on there, like, comment, subscribe, and do all those things. We're up to about 240, I think, subscribers on YouTube, and that's the big one for us. That I want to get that moving so we can get as much as we can going for the big car stuff and for our stuff too. But I mean, there's so much cool content on there that just, people need to see it. So if you subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, like I said, all those things, make sure you go check that out on YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, and everything. So that's my piece.
So how was this weekend? The big track.
It was awesome.
This is what we prepared for. RC stuff all the way to be dialed in for the big stuff, and
Yeah,
he had his big debut.
the big debut. It was
Santa Maria.
It was cool. It was cool. We showed up, got there at, was it 11 o'clock, 11:30. We set up. I was like, man, I gotta get there in plenty of time to do my interviews, my pit walk we do, but before the races, so I can put that in, during intermission and all that. Heck no, hell no.
Sounded good.
So we get there and set up and get everything, getting all this stuff into that one room. It took some finagling. We got it in there, but now we know what we're dealing with and how we're going to go about it. So hopefully the next time we're going to be able to do the interviews and stuff. But learned a lot too. Like there's things I got to change. I had my volumes were a little off. We needed to be louder in the booth, and then the track I had a little too hot, especially when the sprint cars came out because they're loud and different kind of microphones, and it's not like we're picking up noise for the RC cars. We're picking up noise for these freaking 800 horsepower sprint cars on the track. So we had some learning curves, and I learned the ticker. I had it on top of the screen.
I seen it.
I need to put that on the bottom of the screen. So because at Santa Maria when we're filming it, what really stands out that's negative space is when you pan across that front straightaway. The fans, you catch a lot of the bleachers and the fans. So I was like, let's cover that up. And we missed that breakfast that where Anthony Palma went upside down. The ticker was like in the way on the
Oh,
top part of it, and I was like, "Oh man!" I was like, but my dad killed it. He did a great job, and he's running the big camera, the man camera up there, and he was like, "Oh man, yeah." He's like, I know some things I want to change. Like, you don't change anything. You did great job. Just I will move some things around because like us, that's why we run our ticker on the top because when we're filming, we people don't want to see the pit area. People want to watch the cars on track, and for us, our dead space is the top. So just stuff like that. But
little stuff.
it went without a hitch. The everyone loves the speed shot. So
It was cool down the front straightaway or whatever
yeah,
he had it. Yeah, the car. Oh, that was the best. You could see the roofs coming off the tires and the smoke. If it was dry slicked. And
yeah, it was.
sick.
And what's crazy is like that's probably like the cheapest camera I own. It's the one that goes right there. Well, I mean, I didn't want to put the high dollar stuff down there. It's gonna get beat up. But now I'm like kind of rethinking that. I was like, we gotta put one down there that's like
Yeah.
4K badass.
Did you hear that, Jack? Jack, don't be beating up his cameras.
Oh, that's the one that camera's been through the ringer. Jack's hit that thing. What was it? Twice a hot rod.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I was like, I'm gonna send you a bill. You're gonna have to buy a camera. But yeah, it was a good weekend. It was a great learning curve. But I think we're just gonna get better and better each and every time out. I talked with Chad and briefly, and he was happy with it. And another thing, make sure you check out the Santa Maria Speedway YouTube page. So the page was still too new to get a live option.
Okay.
So we couldn't live stream to it. But hopefully by the time we go there in a couple weeks, that'll be all sorted out. So the live feed will go there and our YouTube and everywhere like normal. But that's another one. But even the clips that I put on there, it's already got 40, 50 views. But for a brand new channel, that's
Good.
really good.
That's good.
So that's going to take off. I know it's going to take off because people are going to wonder, where do I watch it? Let me search Santa Maria Speedway. Boom, it pops up. So that's what we got to do for you too.
Super cool.
We got to get your.
I've had one for 10 years. I've got like 2 subscribers, and I think it's me and maybe Jack or something.
It's not even. See, that's messed up. I'm over here preaching to the world to subscribe. Not even subscribe to your YouTube, but you got to put stuff on there to watch. That's the thing. So, but it's amazing how much time, effort, and everything because we've got 360 videos on my YouTube page, and we're still at 240 subscribers. I'm just waiting for that moment though to hit where it just clicks. It just gets the right movement and the right people see it, and it just something takes off. It's just bound to happen.
Coming.
So, Mr. Nichols, so we were kind of talking a little bit earlier, man. You said you've been just hitting it hard, RC racing these last 3 years.
Yeah, definitely, man. Loving it.
So have you done off-road, on-road,
Yeah.
oval, kind of all?
Done a little bit of everything since I got back into it. Grandpa and me started probably in like 2003 at Racers Haven, doing some off-road. Zach Rogers and those guys, kind of that heyday time. Got into it. We had some fun. Kind of got out of it. Track change, stuff changes. He took me down one night for an oval race, and I've been hooked ever since. We raced from like 2003 to 2010 really consistently. Grow up, you be a kid, and I wanted to go play baseball and football and chase girls and do all that fun stuff, So that kind of took away from the oval racing. And then one night in November 2022, I think it was, my buddy Joe Sinclair called and was like, "Hey, man, I'm oval racing down at Jimmy's. Where is this at, dude? Give me the address. I got to get there." Next weekend, I was there, and I was racing hooked ever since.
That's all it takes, man. Especially if you're away from it for a while, and you forget that little adrenaline pump you get when you're out there running. You're just like, oh god,
Oh yeah.
bring that back.
The guys I was listening to a podcast earlier, and not to name drop, but I'm definitely gonna name drop. Matt was talking about the shakes. Dude, I get that like every single time I'm on the driver's stand. Jimmy's even pointed it out to me. He's like, "Dude, why are you up there shaking?" And I'm like, "Because it's so much fun, man. Like,
Oh yeah,
you don't get this in anything else in life." And we're up there for 4 minutes at a time. So, you get to get what you get, and it's an adrenaline rush.
It's unreal. I mean, I used to get the shakes. I mean, I raced cars, I raced quads. I mean, I've gone 90 miles an hour on a quad and sent it full left and got off the bike and perfectly fine. Race an RC car, I'll be up there freaking shaking. So Matt, he hit that on the nail on the head with that one. It's just something that like if you're a racer, you need to cherish that because you don't get that
No.
doing much anything else.
No, and I do a lot of things. I have a lot of hobbies and a lot of things that I do, horseback and golfing and like all kinds of crazy things. RC is the only thing that does it for me. I love it. Like that week in, the week out, our community, our family, like it's what brings me back.
Yeah, that's RC racing in a nutshell right there, man. Just getting the juice that you can't get somewhere else, but it's just so much fun. Especially like we say it every time, but the community we have, the people we have at the track, it's just makes it that much more fun, and especially racing with your buddies. So you're like Joe's like one of your best buds, right?
Oh yeah, no man, I wouldn't be where I'm at without Joe. Joe's like my crew chief. He's my everything, man. We race the same style cars, like yeah, down to everything. But there's a lot of people that bring me to the track. The families that everybody. The Johnsons and the Lawlers and the Millards and everybody. So it is what it is.
Yeah, you guys have a cool little camp right there. You guys are like
Yeah, no,
three pop-ups deep.
Right up front.
You not missing.
kind of taking over a little bit there at Bakersfield RC, but yeah, no, we're trying.
Well, that's okay when you got, 6 guys underneath one roof and you got 18 cars coming out of one camp. You're like,
Yay, yay! We're trying to get those numbers down. We're trying to,
no,
but
yeah, you take all the space you need for 18 cars. You just go ahead. But no, it's great. And what's cool is like when you guys come out, it's consistent. You guys are there. It's not like we got to wonder if the Sinclair, the whole camp is coming. You guys are coming.
oh yeah, no, for sure. I think we kind of even like planned for it. We're in a group text, and my wife or like is constantly, "Who's texting you? Is that your girlfriend?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, it's Trenton." Oh, it's just Millard. We're talking about wraps, we're talking about bodies, we're talking about racing. And then like I constantly hear from Joe. He was over at World of Oval this last weekend, kicking their butts. I'm watching him and telling him, he's like, "Are you?" He got home. He's like, "Are you feeling good, man?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm great." And he's like, "You didn't talk much." I'm like, I was slammed all weekend, but I had to see how you were doing, man. That's why I kept checking in.
Yeah.
Because it is like like even at work, I get so involved with work, and then it doesn't matter because it's race day.
Yep.
It's race day, man. Like we're going racing.
Yeah, that's kind of how we feel. I feel like I love my job. Don't get me wrong. North Current, if you're watching, I love my job. But like being able to do like the extracurricular stuff at the tracks and everything, I love that.
Yep.
I mean, that's the dream, right? For someday, somehow, some way, for this to turn into be able to do that. So that's like going from when I wasn't doing this. If you get paid to be a RC racer and RC driver, I mean, big car racing, yeah, but God, it takes so much to make that happen. It's just unreal. But RC is like, well, maybe, but there might be less people in the world that are in that hobby that get paid to do it. If you look at it
Oh,
as a whole,
definitely.
because I mean, there's not there need that many people racing big cars, but there are. You've got maybe 600 guys that get paid to do it, where there's millions of people that race RC cars, and maybe 30 guys
Actual true paid.
get paid to do it.
Oh yeah.
So maybe that was a big pipe dream. I just thought right now, I was like, oh, that maybe those ratios were off a little bit. But
I pay people so I can race. That's what I do.
Yeah, I donate a lot of money to the local tracks. Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's a love affair for sure. And she takes a lot more than she gives. We were talking about taking and giving from our wives, man. Let's give a shout out to your wife for
Oh yeah, no,
letting you
without
come down and everything
yeah,
too.
no, without my wife, racing wouldn't even be possible. So I know that's a huge thing for me. The family supports it, but most importantly, if the wife wasn't there, every weekend, like, you know, yeah, go ahead, go spend 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning racing. Like, yeah, it wouldn't be possible.
Yeah, but we kind of share the same maybe past of spend a little too much time doing extracurriculars at a different kind of facility, not a racetrack. So maybe being at the bar or being somewhere else until 2 in the morning is a little bit different.
Different, yeah.
It's like especially when your wife goes and sees like, oh, you're with
Oh, you're hanging out with Dave Barber or Tony Gamble.
Yeah.
It's a little different. Not to name drop it, like it really it is. It's different.
yeah, you got 50, 60, 90. I mean, Dave's 117. Have 117-year-old guys out there racing RC cars, and we're just like grown men playing with toy cars. I mean, that's what we're doing at our track. But we got the best old men. We got the coolest group. I mean, it's It's
No, they're not. It's not even a group. It's family.
yeah.
Like let's call it what it is. Everybody. We're all pretty close. I feel like.
Yeah.
Like there's not a week that goes by that I don't think about the RC family or somebody. Like I associate this and that, and I'll be telling
You think about me?
yeah, a little bit, a little bit. No, but I'll be telling a story at work, and the guys are like, "Who's Miss Polly?" You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's definitely
Well, because we touched on that last time we had the podcast. We have some real ones. Like when I say real ones, like the guys that are like you're gonna have your back no matter what. I don't care if it's an RC track, if it's anywhere. That you're one of them. Miss Polly and Melvin, they're one of them. I mean, Jimmy's he was best man at my wedding. So there's
yeah.
that. You know,
No,
it's just
it says a lot.
there's just we've got just such a great group of people around us. It's like you surround yourself with good people. Good shit's about to happen.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we're just making good stuff happen. So what do we got coming up next? We got some RC stuff coming up at our track. It's been feels like months since we've
Forever.
been there.
That's why I posted. I said, man, it feels like forever. We've hit a couple races up, but it doesn't feel like we've been at our track for quite some time now. So, but this weekend, April 18th, which is Saturday, we are racing. So, can't wait to get back out there and see everybody.
Yeah, it's
Weather's going to be a little iffy, guys, but that doesn't mean don't come out and race with us. Everybody that thinks you're fast, just because you're fast on a hook track, it'll get a little loose and let's have some fun.
yeah.
If you're worried about wrecking something, maybe bring a little older car. Or hey, I do. Jimmy calls me out all the time for bouncing back and forth. Pick a chassis and run with it. But dude, you got to have multiple cars to compete during different types of year.
Well,
When we get into this hot season in our clay, it doesn't do what it does in November and December. So change your setup a little bit. Change your car. Change your tires.
He's all happy. Big winner of the drawing we had, a couple days ago.
Yep.
That Customer's 5.1. I was like, you finally got a real car.
Oh,
I wanted to stick that screwdriver
yeah,
in and turn it a couple
he
times.
kind of did. I might have to put it together. And
So
see what
have
it
you
does.
have you had predominantly GFRP for the
This guy,
purpose built stuff?
Oh
Or
no,
Haas
I've
Ghost
yeah,
or-
no, I've
this
been
guy's had
yeah,
everything there is out there.
yeah, no, I never ran into the GFRP stuff. Been a ghost guy kind of since the beginning of last year, and struggled a little bit, but I've tried so many different things. That's been my problem. I can't stick with one thing, and I hear guys like, especially the big guys, tell me, make one change, go to the track. No, I make 75 changes, and then I set the car down. And I'm like, I don't know why it doesn't work. So
Yeah. I mean, back when I was doing decent in racing, I was the guy that was full on cheat sheet or spec sheet. Had every hole for every turnbuckle, everything like scaled out to the nines, and then get to the track, and I would do a few laps, scale it, or just make a small change, move one thing, rescale it, write it all down. It was stupid. But doing it your way, when you find something, you're like, okay, there it is. Don't touch it. I don't
Yeah,
know what
no,
it is. Just don't touch it.
for sure. And there is no cheat sheet, and I think that's kind of like what has got me into the ghost cars. And it's not just my buddy Joe, but like seeing that every single one of us, seeing every single one of us have a different car, because literally like Clark, myself, Joe, Tom Fielding, any of the guys on the West Coast that are out there hauling butt, we're all on a completely different car. So even though we're all from the same manufacturer, same chassis, it's all a little different. So that's kind of what's brings me back to it. But seeing the Custom Works cars and seeing what the Bullet can do, maybe there's
See
something
me
different
finally
coming next year.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Race decently. I
Yeah.
hardly ever race. That's what I say. So when I do, I try and think we're onto something now.
yeah,
Hopefully.
it was you showed some speed. Finally showed some speed
Finally.
at Hot Rod. It was good to see. But we've talked about it. You do well at Hot Rod.
That's my
So
that's
if you
my home track.
go to Hot Rod, you go to Delta.
That's not our track, but it's my home track.
It's hard though. I see it that as like a promoter or anybody that's trying to put their time into racing as well. You can't do it at your home track. That's why we get to go out of town and get to go play. I've noticed that is like I've never seen really Jimmy race, and then when he goes and races, he does pretty well
Yeah.
for getting to race once a year,
Yeah.
twice a year. That's huge.
I quit. I quit racing. I legit quit racing because I couldn't do both.
Yeah.
I couldn't do both I won't say well, but the way I wanted to race and the way I did race and how meticulous was on making sure myself was right. Couldn't do it and announce, and I was like, I'm done racing. So that was my give and take.
So driving all these different manufactured cars, which one do you like the best? Or can you not rate that?
Right now, I really can. Based on just one car, I love the Ghost Gen 4 late model that I have right now. I have like really minimal effort in making that car rotate and work. Once I did figure it out, but I don't think that like there's a certain manufacturer out there that like this is the best. You know, Jimmy told me that a long time ago. I was at the track and I was fresh in the thing and couldn't pick if I wanted a custom work sprint car or a GFRP sprint car. And he was like, "Well, why don't you get something and try it and like see where that goes? Don't just be like, oh, well, Chad's really fast and he uses this.
Yeah,
Work what works for you."
that's
And that's kind of my thing with the Ghost is it's a lot of associated based and B6 based and kind of that's where we kind of came from, you know, buggy stuff. So
yeah. I think it all goes to what's familiar and what looks and certain cars work different ways. I ran a Pemberton. Nobody ran Pemberton in this side of the world. I mean, back east they ran that all over the place, but here nobody ran it. But I loved it.
yeah, no, it worked for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I think at one point Nick bought one. He did never get it to work, and then I think who else bought one? Um, oh my goodness, he's gonna kill me. He's one of Nick's good buddies. He builds super awesome cars, carpet, oval. Oh my goodness, it'll come to me. It'll come to me. But anyway, he bought one too, and then he built one, couldn't get it to work. So it's just all preference. Like I've driven Dave Barber's cars several times to try to just give him a hand. It was like, I don't know how the hell you can even make it go around the track.
Yeah. Yeah.
He likes his car so tight and so in the track and so like you have to lift halfway down the straightaway to get it to turn in the corner. And I was like, I don't even know how you can even finish first in a F main with that thing. But he goes up there and he competes, and I mean he's getting up there in age, right? But he was in the A main, almost won the midget race, our last race at the track. It's like one of our biggest classes, and the old fucker still gets out there and he can get it done. It's so cool.
So growing up in Bakersfield and RC, who's your favorite driver?
Oh man, I knew this was gonna come.
Drivers.
I
Who's your
knew
favorite
this was.
driver?
I knew this was
Can't
gonna
have
come.
one. We got like so many legends
I
here in
knew this was
Bakersfield.
gonna come. Well, I'm sitting next to two of them because I'm one of the guys that can remember when Candy drove. I can remember when Candy had a remote in his hand a lot. Um, oh man, that's so hard. I don't think I can do it, Jimmy. I don't know. No, there's not really one that I can nail down. There's a lot of guys that I can remember looking up to as a kid, though. That I can, Papa Lou. Um,
All right.
you know, a lot of people that really helped me out, Frank, and a lot of people that helped in the early parts of our years. Yeah, no, I don't think I have an answer for that one, man. You
I
kind
know,
of
I
stumped
know,
me
I
there.
didn't
You
get you on
stumped me
that one.
there. Yeah.
That's a hard one.
That's something we've never talked about. I'll say the guys that influenced me when I first got into it. So when I first got into it, my first car was an 8-scale buggy. The 8-scale buggy with the side dams. My buddy Mike Stewart, he had a GS Storm, which is not a very top of the line thing, and I've known him for years. And he's like, "Hey, come check out this RC race and stuff." I was like, "I don't." This is when I was quad racing. I was like, "I don't know about that." And I go there the first time, and I was like, "Oh God, what is? Set me up, send it, whatever it is." Just like then I looked and had a friend that had a GS Storm, and I was like, "That's what my buddy has. Send it. I'll take it." And I learned that's the biggest pile of shit you can freaking buy. But I made that thing freaking so it worked so good. It was like everyone had like the Mayhems, and they had this is right when the Losi first came out with the Losi 8. They like remember Obi and Bud. So Obi and Bud, they always had like the good old they were the good old boys smoking cigarettes and doing all that's the father son duo, but they had these freaking VZB motors that sang to the freaking moon, and those guys were awesome, super cool. Burn up a motor, come back next week with another $500 motor, and do it all over again. And so those Obi, Bud, uh, Dave May, my boy. That's Dave May and Kevin Holmes. Those are my boys. So showed up with the coolest rig, the Wavelengths racing rig, and those were my boys. And I talked to Dave about a couple of months ago, and he's still doing good, and he's an old man now. He's freaking 50
Dang.
something. But yeah, he's his old man still comes around. Dave Senior.
Comes to the track, hangs out.
So, but those are my looking up to RC guys. I didn't grow up in like you guys. Like wasn't young. I got into it when I was 19 or 20. That's when I got into it. But head first into the gnarliest clash, and those things were so badass, so badass. But yeah, it's Dave May, Kevin Helms, Obi, and Bud, like the old school, true 8-scale guys. Those are my RC. Like I'm not gonna say idols because I mean I didn't idolize them, but that's who I looked up to. That's who helped me out. That's who put me in the right direction. And what about you? I mean, you've like
So I
read this shit.
first started probably, I don't even know, like early 90s, and that's the JG days. And back then, it was David Potter. That dude was insane. And I love seeing him back out at the track now. Like, not too many people knows who he is, but if they did or if they seen him race back in the day, like,
No, if you're in it, if you're
oh,
a racer and you see David Potter show up the track, you know that you
you
better get
better
your stuff right.
you better shake his
Like,
hand
yep,
and be
yep,
like, hey, thanks for
yep.
being here. Like,
Yeah,
greatest
See?
dude in the world. Him and his pops. His pops
royalty. Yeah, no, for
comes out
sure.
there and sits in his director's chair. Like,
Yeah, right
he's
by his
done
heater.
that for the last
You know,
40 years. He shows up and he sits in that chair and he watches his boy race, and Potter's back out racing again, and I just love seeing it. That was the 90s JG's days, was David Potter's going to win this deal.
That was the guy.
And you would watch him, and they had like all the classes they ran, the mod wedge, the then they had a TQ run, so you would run against all the classes. I don't know how they set it up or how we could do it these days. I'm trying to figure this out to set it up in the computer, but all classes ran the TQ. Every TQ out of each class ran the TQ race, and he was running the mod wedge, and it was like there was either the TQ race but he would run the mod wedge, and then he'd have to do so many laps, and he's trying to race around the rookies and the stock trucks, and the
It's-
car flew, and he could drive it anywhere. And then they had a trophy dash, like top 4 fastest, like late model modified wedge, and it was like the insane, top 4 cars, and you could run anything, and they would put all these crazy batteries in their car, and they would race, I don't know, for like a minute or two. It was like a quick it was a quick 4-car race, and the fastest cars, they were ballistic. But the craziest thing was after the races, we'd go out to the pizza shop, and we'd race not Ironman Stewart, but like one of the little road course, games, and he would smoke everybody on that too. I'm like, how does this guy do it? He does it like on the track, and he does it on the little video game at the pizza place. He'd kill us wherever we went. And so I just always looked up to that dude.
It's just, I mean, there's always like that guy or like those guys, right? That can just freaking do anything, and it's just can be frustrating. But I mean, that's something I've always kind of said. It's like I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. But I can beat you up a little bit on some RC car racing. Beat you up a little bit. I had a 205, 210 book bowling. Throw darts. You can kill me throwing darts. I couldn't throw a dart to save my life, but like just could do a little bit of just a little bit of everything, and yeah, it just translates. Like hand-eye coordination is hand-eye coordination. It's just if you got it, like I guarantee, like if you get one of these, some of these like athletes you know, that football guy or basketball guy, get them into a little bit of what RC car racing. Once they figure out, you know, we say, if you feel a car and what if it's doing something, how you can feel it. Like if you get those guys on, we'd be screwed because they have all that hand-eye coordination and
oh yeah.
we are athletes. RC car racers are athletes.
Yeah.
Clip it, put it in the thing.
It's a sport. It's a sport.
Sport. Clip it. RC car racers are athletes. But I mean,
if you can keep your shakes to a minimum for 4 minutes, you're a badass.
So I've been thinking on this now that I listen to you guys, and I'm gonna go ahead and just drop it. So two people I really remember watching a lot when I was a kid and coming back to them is Nick Case and Steve Johnston.
Yeah.
Two of the most like they're definitely RC royalty anywhere you go. You know, rubber tire, foam tire, whatever it is, modified wedge,
And
stock racing, whatever.
yep, it couldn't
You
be
know.
couldn't be nicer guys. The number one video that I posted to this day was that little interview I had with Steve when he was talking about taking home Josh's sprint car and working on it and getting it better. Like, and how genuine, like he was getting emotional about it. Like I was,
Oh,
like
definitely.
he was getting about, like that's how passionate he is about it, and like how being so genuine. That I know for a fact that's got to be why it did so well, and it's got over 150,000 views on that one freaking video.
Dang.
And it's just a little 45-second clip of him talking about taking Josh Davis's car home and fixing it, working on it. He comes back because Josh wanted to quit, and then his car was good, and now he's still there. 3 years later, still kicking
Yeah, look
ass.
at them kicking our butts in EDM.
Yeah, so it's
Keeping the foam
just
cars alive, baby.
that's the kind of guy Steve Johnson is, and Nick Case is right on that same level. That that same kind of guy. We were talking. Nick called me after the race at Coyote, and he was like, "Hey, we got to try to figure out somehow, some way to help Coyote. Uh, this could be a big race for them. Like this could be a big thing. Like we got to figure out how to get you there so you can help promote it and do this and do that and do all these other things." I was like, "Well, we'll figure it out. We got to just figure it out. Get people on board." Um, like Woodside did with Jimmy Babcock at the JBRL race. He put his right there, his Apache rental group came through for the funds that it cost for me to get there and to run the show for him. And we could do something like that for David and kind of get that program there and get more eyes on it, get the view on it, get the promotion on it. And now the cool thing like that we've doing with like Jimmy, now that we've kind of all kind of had that race and got together and like let's all help each other.
Right.
Like we're posting his stuff, he's posting our stuff, sharing back and forth, and it's just it could be that for everyone. It's just more is more for this hobby. It's like we get more cars in Antioch, we get more cars in Delta, we get more cars Merced. I mean, sooner or later they're going to travel. Like, hey, I'm not doing anything this weekend. Let's check out what that's all about. So more is more, and it's just the community that we're building is great, and that's kind of the thing. Nick Case kind of does behind the scenes. He probably doesn't want me saying this, but hey, we're saying it. We're out here, we're doing it. I mean, Nick Case is just like Nick is that guy that he just wants to help. He wants to help so much, and he wants to help everybody because he's been in this game for forever, forever. He was on the chase to 200. He got it, and he was fastest man in RC. All to the day I die, I will call him the fastest man in RC, even though he doesn't hold that title anymore. But that's my guy, and he will be called the fastest man in RC. So yeah, those are two of our guys that home track is our track, and we're lucky to have Nick Case.
Million miles away, but
and
they'll
Steve
show up
Yep.
every club race. So Nick does a lot behind the scenes. He's probably working on a post right now, working on a schedule. He has a schedule on his Oval Fest with every track in California when they're racing. It's either a box or a star or a circle of each. Every track is listed on there. Like he's doing it for the hobby. He's doing it for the sport. He's doing it. Like he's doing everything he can to get the word out, to get the schedule out, to who's racing next. So it's cool to see.
Yeah, it takes an army to do like promotion and all that stuff. I've learned that just in the short time that I've been doing this is like you got to be on it every single day. You got to be posting every single. And I don't do it. I don't. I mean, this would all benefit from it if I did more, but I just can't. I don't have got the family.
It's
I've got
hard.
I've got but to dedicate that much time for something like he doesn't want anything in return except for just this to do good for RC racing to do good, and it's crazy. It's crazy how much time that it takes to put it. Imagine he's got what 8 tracks. He's putting all the schedule for 8 tracks in there, and but from that, that's where I saw like the Coyote thing. I knew nothing about it, but that Coyote race when it showed up, I was like, oh shoot, I didn't know that track in that race, and I'm in it. I'm in this.
Right.
So like if you're not in this and you don't know what's out there, And that's another one to follow. Another one to go subscribe to is Nick Case's it's Oval Fest, right?
Oval Fest. Yep.
So Oval Fest, another one. Make sure you hit it because always got the updates. He did a behind the scenes. We were at Hot Rod. It was a cool little video he did. It's just, and all that kind of stuff, guys. If you guys are at the track and you guys have little videos, send that stuff to us. Send it to me, John at johnkennylive.com, or Jimmy. Text us, whatever. Send us that stuff because it's so cool. I was like, even though you think it's kind of corny or kind of candid, because I always felt so weird, like filming things, like being out there and kind of like having your phone out and doing kind of things. But in the end, like the first video I did at the track, we did concrete racing, and I went and filmed some stuff, and I made a little commercial, and I was like, dude, that commercial was sick.
Yeah,
was like,
no, I wish there was more stuff from back in the day. There's like a handful
Oh.
of pictures out there, but I wish there was more pictures and more screen time of what we were doing.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know,
yeah, if there's
how the sport has evolved,
yeah, if there's
and the people that have been here since the beginning.
yeah, if there's videos of that stuff and like somebody has it, it's just raw, send it to me. I could no, don't tell my wife this, but I could chop it up.
We're spending more time in RC, guys.
Yeah, I could chop
Sorry,
it up
babe.
and make a cool little like video of the stuff in the past, and even if there's like pictures and stills and some video, somebody has something. I mean, hopefully it's not still on beta, but
VHS.
we can get it converted over, and like that'd be a cool little compilation we could put together of like old school racing stuff. That'd be freaking sick. I know Dave Byer's got to have something. Dave, I know you got something.
He's got to.
I guarantee he's got his old cars from back then.
He's probably got it on like the rolling tapes.
Oh,
like
yeah.
old school projector.
The reel to
He's got
reel.
some tape on projector.
Heck yeah, he's got some reel to reel for sure. For sure.
Black and white.
You guys like
Uh,
picking on David, don't you?
That's
But
well.
I thought it was the coolest thing ever when I came back to the track after 10 years and Dave was still there. So, much love to anybody. Like, to keep the sport alive is those people right there that keep coming in and week out for 20, 30, 40 years.
Oh yeah, he's been
You
doing
know.
it 40 plus years.
Yeah, for
And-
sure.
And I personally, why I give Dave so much flack is because he's my golf coach too, and he just tells me how no good I am. Like he's like, he doesn't say that. He actually is the best golf coach for me ever because he explains it to me in golf terms, or in racing terms. He's like, when you're turning the corner, when you back up, you need to back up the corner a little bit. You're taking it back too fast, and you're trying to come through too fast. He's all, back up the corner, sit there, and then come through. And then it's just like it. It's so crazy because I haven't been there in years. I haven't seen him in 3 years plus. My golf game's been shit for 3 years plus. And he always says, he's like, you know where I'm at? He's like, you know where I'm at? I'm not gonna say where he's at because I don't want him to get bombarded. His his time is precious. So he does give good lessons he still gives lessons to the best players in Bakersfield. He was the Bakersfield Country Club head pro for years. So he still does the best of the best, but he'll set time aside. If I wanted to go see him, I guarantee if I want to go see him tomorrow, like, come see me. And he would fix me up, line me up, give me a ration of shit just like he does every time he sees me. And I try to take that $20 out of his hand for signing up, and shakes like this coming out of his hand. But he's that's my guy, and that was my road dog. All of our road trips. So Dave Barber and I we'd go to Delta every other week. We'd go to Hot Rod, like that was my road dog. So he and I we are like super super close. That's why I give him so much. So a little behind the scenes, I guess, of why I rag on my 120-year-old buddy. He gets older every time I say it. He's going to be about 300 by the end of this podcast. But
He gained 3 years in the last like 30 minutes. Or he went from 117 to 120
Yeah,
now.
I heard that. It was just going
that's my guy. So when you're my guy, you're gonna get it. Just like I'm his guy, and he gives it right back. So he's just not here to defend himself. So
No, he's the biggest kid out there. Like, it doesn't matter where the race is or how far it is. Dave
He's
Barber's
going.
he's
Yeah,
going.
He's going.
If he has a co-driver or not, he's going.
oh yeah,
He will show up.
and I will say I was the worst co-driver because we get about 15 minutes from the house. I don't even think we'd make it to I-5 if we're going to Delta. I'm out sleeping. But I mean, I was like that my whole racing career. My dad could tell you when I was, Still 19, 20 years old. We'd be going to Chowchilla, 5 hour drive. Same thing. Wouldn't make it to I-5, and boom, I was out. Didn't wake up till we're pulling in the fairgrounds, and I was like, "Oh yeah, we're here." I was like, "Yeah, we're here." Go up there and beat them up, race a little bit, take home the trophy, and
You're right.
same thing. And I'm talking the fairgrounds is right there, like on the frontage road of I-5. I'd be asleep before we hit I-5, but I'd wake up when we hit in and out on the way home. So, but yeah, Dave's the best. That's my road dog. Road dog for sure.
Hell yeah.
So we got. Are you guys gonna make that trip to the big race? Talking about road trips. Are we going to Arizona and racing? Maybe.
Yes, that is the plan. So wanted to go to Coyote. I've never been there, so I wanted to go. A lot of people were going, so I wanted to definitely make that. But the wife said, pick one or the other. Like, you cannot do both and have the races at our place. So I'm like, we would be racing for 5, 6 weeks straight. So I think, well, we got the Custom Works guys, Max, showing up to Arizona. Billy's showing up. I think Malakote from GFRP showing up. So definitely, I told Jack we're going.
That's the big dogs. I mean, it's basically the West Coast.
And it's like a reunion, you know? Like, you show up to these big races and you get to see everybody in the RC world come together and, battle it out on an indoor track, and you can't beat that.
Yeah, that's so cool. That's what we're kind of talking. Randy does have the indoor track here in town. We need somebody with a bunch of money so we can have an indoor dedicated dirt oval facility. So if you got a bunch of money,
Sitting around.
I'm only talking about, I don't know, 1.5, 1.6, and then we can buy the building and put in the oval. We'll put it together. It'd be a great write-off for one of you guys. So I know you're out there and you got it. And you just want to have a dirt oval facility in Bakersfield, California. But no, I mean it's super cool. But those places are predominantly always big off-road tracks and all those things. And to have a big facility like that, dedicate some time and money and effort into dirt oval, like Randy does twice a year. Turns his off-road track into a dirt oval, but it pays off. He gets 250, 300 entries for those races. I guarantee this race is probably going to be the same thing. They're going to get 250, 300 plus entries and 3 full days of racing. I didn't quite break down the format of it, but I saw like one heater.
They're
It's
trying to do
like
it like Thursday.
seating and like 5 qualifying rounds. So like, you get a lot of racing for your buck
Yeah.
for sure. And then A mains like always. So no AAA mains, nothing like that, but just regular mains.
A lot of heats, a lot of qualifying.
Yeah, a lot of qualifying.
So
Yeah,
a lot
and
of
then
racing.
one drop, so that really helps, guys. You
So-
get kind of one bad round if that's what it comes to.
So track owner, track, I don't know, race director, and racer standpoint, what do you think you would prefer for a racing format? So some of these racing formats. So Dave at Coyote just came off AAA mains. We do, and at Hot Rod they do rocket round qualifying. We do at our track IFMAR style qualifying, and sometimes we resort the fast guys from the unfortunate guys that maybe broke something or whatever, and sometimes we don't resort the guys from qualifying heat 1 or qualifier 1 to qualifier 2. So from a racer standpoint, do you think that matters if we split up the guys that went faster and put them in the second heat or the first heat together rather than the other guys?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, no, I've always preferred the IFMAR style kind of racing. You have a good run, you want to capitalize on that. I can see where a guy that, runs 3 laps faster than the rest of the track would be upset without a resort. You're never going to be able to capitalize on your run.
Oh, so you're talking more of the rocket round then? So
No, more of the kind of the qual points, but just with the resort, qual points with a resort. If we're running qual points and no resort, it's kind of hard because what happens when you get a really fast guy that's stuck with a guy that, like you said, it's not so fortunate, and then you kind of get
hosed.
Yeah, you get hosed. You do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's just so crazy because I don't know.
The only thing that I like about the rocket round, like at Randy's, and I have had luck in the past, is you come out there and you have a really killer round, and then the rest of the weekend is crap. you're still in the main.
Yeah.
You know, you still have that chance. But then when you set your car down and you're 3 laps slower than everybody else in the main, did it really help anybody?
Yeah. Yeah, and that could be a test to like that's one thing about Rocket Round versus qual points, especially you have a long. If you got a 3-day format, you're going to say you take the fastest run out of these 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, well, shoot, I laid that down when it was wet and heavy and fast, and then I was basically just hanging out for 2 days and then
Yeah.
run my main on the next day. So that's probably from my standpoint of the race director or whatever race date stuff at our track is like let's make every round matter. So a guy can't go out there and just be frustrated and pull off the track
Mhm.
because you have to keep it together. I mean, I'm not saying you blow off the left front and you cannot control the car to stay out there because that's just not fair. Because there's a point, there's a time and a place for if you're broke enough that you're really going to cause some havoc for other people's stuff, please just
Yeah, we're
off.
playing with toy cars, but these are really expensive toy cars,
Yeah.
you know, at the end of the day. So,
Because I know Sean Headley's standpoint on this stuff too. Like he hates like if I don't know if it says hates because he's not here to say hates, but he doesn't like he does not like when we do not resort. He loves the resort, so the fast guys are with the fast guys, and he's a proponent of if a guy breaks off the left front, no matter what, he should be off the track. Like not if he can break the left front but still make some laps, so he can not be the last guy in the B, at least up front in the B. So I mean, it's just a matter of opinion. No one's wrong, no one's right. It's just I was just trying to see, because you're the racer. You are the guy slinging the wrenches, still out there in the trenches, racing every week.
try. Yeah, no, it's hard, you know, and it's hard to have an opinion on stuff like that because every track's different and every place is going to be different. You know, at home, it's awesome. We do it however we do it. You know, I wouldn't even be opposed to changing it up every once in a while. You know, I've even thought, hey, let's run it backwards. You know, let's really screw up these guys. But you know, that's in my opinion. Not
Yeah.
everybody's for that. So
So what do you think? What do you think? Because I mean,
My opinion, especially for our track, and that goes for all tracks. Qual points make every race, every round count. And the way the track changes for our track, being outdoors, every round is different. Every round, you have to race to win that round, and you're gonna get awarded the points for it. And then they calculate a second round. Track could be better, could be worse, and you're racing for that round. You're racing for
mhm.
that round of qualifying, and then you're awarded that points, and you calculate them out and see where you land for the main event. Should there be resorts? I believe, especially if it's a big race. But then the slower cars or the not so lucky cars are in the earlier heats or the earlier, heat of that class. So they have a little bit better track than the fast guys. So it's still a little bit of mixer in there.
Mhm.
You're just gonna make them look a little better because they got a little bit better track, and then you got the fast guys coming behind them. That the track might have lost a little bit, but I I think qual points all the way. Even for Randy's, like he did what three qualifiers, and usually you can come out on Sunday or Saturday on that last final qualifier and put your car in the main. So you don't even have to race.
Mhm.
Like Friday night qualifier, pointless. Saturday,
could
you
be.
it, if you have a bad run, then you needed that qualifier, that good run in on Saturday. But you can usually show up like early on main day, which there's one qualifier, one last qualifier, and you could put your car in the show with that run. So all these other races are pointless,
Because
in my opinion.
and honestly, like that last day too, if you're out there with a bunch of guys that haven't got into, if you're in the last of the tiers for a qualifier, and there's either going to be guys that are in there that are just a little too unexperienced for the division and probably shouldn't be in there, and you're going to be able to blow right by them every lap, or you're going to have you know guys that were so frustrated they may not even show up. You might have two cars on the track, and you got a free and clear track early in your division. If you're decent, you're gonna put down a run that's gonna put you down in the A main like no problem. So that's I'm with you. We share that opinion like wholeheartedly on qual points. is if you make, especially if you have a race that's got 4 freaking heats. Imagine you gotta put 4 good heats together to be, seated in the mains. So, and what about, so is a happy medium if you have time to run qual points and then your top 4, or yeah, top 4 trophy dash, and that would be your rocket round style, like a trophy dash. Go out there for 1 minute, freaking drive your heart out for 1 minute with the 4 fastest guy, 4 top qualifiers, and that'll be your TQ. That's
Something different.
something different.
But
And as a race director and person that has to put all this shit together, it's a terrible idea. Because that's just one more heat and one more thing, one more format that's not like a normal format to put together into the program and to run. But like for a big race, I think that would be something cool. Because like like the niche racing, that seems like what's been taken off right now in big car stuff and everything. Like, so Cletus McFarland's been the guy, the talk of the town for everything, for his drag cars. He's the fastest radial car now, 261 miles an hour. He's racing NASCAR, and it's such a polarizing thing. It's like people love it, people hate it. People say he's the reason I'm watching NASCAR. People are like, he's the most unexperienced freaking redneck I've ever seen. Like, all of it. He's got all of it. But the number one thing is just like there's no such thing as bad press. Like, that guy's killing it right now, and he is killing it. So, but his thing is niche. It's like not the normal thing. He's outside of the box.
doing something different. People
So
are looking at it because they're talking NASCAR right now. Like, where's the fans? Where's the people? Like, can't even get people to show up to the tracks. Like, Bristol's been sold out. You're on a wait list to even get tickets for it. And this year there's empty seats, you know. But if you do something different and something new, then people are checking it out. They're looking, they're watching to see what the heck's going on, and let's go check this out.
yeah, I mean that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing with NASCAR. And NASCAR is the biggest thing we have in racing, for advertising wise, for monetary, racing. It's freaking NASCAR, and you got this freaking America redneck cool badass motherfucker. Sorry, I'm gonna say it, but he's just a cool dude. That's somebody I'd want to hang out with, and just wreaking havoc on things. And it's just like, it's so cool. It's the best thing. It's like, okay, we've got to figure out how to get more of that in everything. Just how to bring like cool outside the box. Because didn't we at one time we do like an enduro race, a slash enduro race at it was Racers Haven back then. It was like a 20-minute or a 30-minute race. It was a Traxxas, when it was still Traxxas trucks, and we did like a 30-minute enduro race. Like, we need to figure something like that out. That's like right up Danny Quinn's alley right
Oh
there.
yeah, we brought one to our track. It was I think 100 lapper. Sean worked at Victory Circle and had a special award cut out of metal, and it was pretty badass. And I think it was a 20. All we could have is 20 cars. 20 car field. 20 car field. I think it was a hobby stock deal, and it was a benefit race for somebody, and it was it was nuts. It was probably the highlight of the year. Like, just something different, and everybody loved it.
Yeah,
Just something out of the box, and
that's we've got to figure something out. And talking about figuring something out and doing things, just break another one out of the box. Something that we've kind of talked about it, but not really talked about. But something I've been thinking about personally is like, dude, we need to set up and like bring back like a Best of the West or something. We kind of talked about it at dinner after Hot Rod, of like, we don't have that community race or that person that, because Matt Murphy was the guy here on the West Coast that put that together. He was the one that had the Best of the West, got Delta together with Auburn and with
I think there's something
us.
in the works for the racers to be looking out for this summer. I think there's a little something in the works. We had Speedfest a couple years ago that the guys up north of Delta were putting on. It was Delta, Auburn, and Chico.
Uh-huh.
So NorCal kind of thing. But I think they're kind of working on something to bring that down here. So kind of just keep our ears open.
Nice. I like that. I like
That'd
that.
be
A little
good.
pretty on the shoulders. Because I know, I mean, it might just be because I'm here and we're running our track, but seems like we have the premier spot for the dirt oval community in California. Prove me wrong. I mean, not prove me wrong, but show me that every other track's getting 120 entries weekly.
That's what blows my mind when I talk to some of these guys that are like, the big name guys, and I'm like, have you ever been to Bakersfield RC? And they're like, no, never. Well, we come to Randy's twice a year. Well, why have you never been to Jimmy's track? The racing there is intense, and the numbers that we pull every race is insane.
Yeah.
So, and you're going to race against some of the best guys in SoCal.
Yeah. I mean, I'd put our guys. I mean, up north you've got Hopper, you've got Joe when his stuff's on, you've got Chris Amard if he's racing. Those. I mean, you've got sticks up there. I mean, you got really good drivers, and here you've got Sean Sherman when he was racing, you, Chad Johnston. I'm calling Nick Case one of our guys. I mean, we could do like a north versus south, like something. Like we got to figure out how to put something together to get all the tracks to like. I'm talking even go down to the dirt track. That's the dirt in San Diego. Like even those guys down there, them, Coyote, Hot Rod, us. There's 4 tracks. You get Delta, Auburn. You get well if it was still there, LRC, and there's got to be another one up there. Red was it Red Bluff, where Scott Whitlow was from?
I think he's mostly Auburn-ish, or
Yeah.
he's in that area.
But I mean,
Antioch, Auburn.
I know there's got to be 4 up there, and we got 4 down here. We could figure out a north-south shootout, something.
I was thinking, if I ever got divorced,
well,
definitely
if we keep this up,
we could travel out of town. But on the real, every track that we would put on the schedule needs to have, I would say, like a 75 plus, club race car count. If you can't pull 75 plus on your regular, just club racing, it'd be hard to get a traveling series to go. Because I want to say Matt's like we would get like 150.
Yeah.
So the local tracks got to put out at least 75, and then the rest that travel that'll get you up over the 150 mark.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of guys like they like to travel to Auburn and stuff like that. That's like kind of our Delta, or not Delta, but like Daytona, if you'd call it, super speedway. But I've always thought it was a great idea to maybe get everybody to join up at Delta. The track is a lot different, has character. It's not a super speedway, and depending on what time of year we would race there, you never know what kind of tire you're going to be on. There's not like this is what works and this is what's fast. Every time I've been there, it's 5 different guys on 5 different setups, all hauling ass. So, I've always thought it'd be cool to maybe get like the SoCal guys and the Northern guys to all meet up there.
Yeah.
And do a big show. But sorry, Joe, on that. I know you guys got enough going on over there, but
Yeah, the Delta track. So
calling you out there.
I raced once on the outdoor track. We went up there one time, and this is back when I had a tire deal. Thank you. Shout out TM Tires if they're still in business, TM Racing. But so we went up there on the outdoor track, and it was sealed, and it was chunky. It was freaking flaking off. It was alligator skin back there, and like I was throwing on X's, which is almost the softest tire they make, and at 270, and they were coming off at 230, and I was fast, but that's the only time I ran the Delta outdoor. One of my favorite tracks was the Delta underneath the canopy. Do they still have that? I don't know if they're still
I think they lost the lease, or lost the that little area
off season underneath the cattle.
Yeah. 'Cause they had like a big off road underneath there too.
Yeah.
Yes.
We had a little bit of an oval, and they had a huge off road underneath the whole fairgrounds, like awning area. So, but yeah, the little small track was the best. I think they would take 4 into the main, and then that would make like a Z main trying to
Yes.
bump into it if you fell back or had some bad luck. So
That's when I first got into late model. I had hyperdrive late model. That's when I had my Hustler, the hyperdrive Hustler, one of the first ones on the West Coast, and that thing was just money on that little track. It was so much fun, and but that because it was I'm talking it may have been a 120-foot run line, maybe high bite, high banked, like a little Martinsville. It was freaking awesome. I think a small track like that could do well. Like even here, because if it had so much traction, I wonder what a small, hooked up, narrow track sealed would be.
They do it back east. All these little buildings back there where Bobby races and stuff. He said they're not the tracks are not that big inside, but they're not sealed. They're still wet, and they
Mm-hmm.
try to they're rubber tire, not necessarily like the slick tire like we rerun, but they're on the rubber tires, and they're fast. They're three 3 second lap times. That's pretty that's getting it, especially for a
Moving.
10th skill.
So what's the fastest thing that you've driven? You got Mod Sprint right now, don't you?
No, modified late model.
Model 8 model.
Yep.
So that's the fastest class lap time wise that we have on our track. Chad's been a 3.6. So 3.6 around 200 run foot. That's freaking.
Moving.
It's moving.
Yeah.
So
Makes it look easy too, doesn't he?
oh yeah. I mean, I think I've been 3.4 on that track, on our track, mod foam tire.
Yeah, I think we
Right.
ran some 3.3s, 3
Yeah.
4s with Joe's modified wedge one night a couple years ago. But yeah, no, and that was solo. That wasn't with traffic or anything like that. So
Yeah, those that's
you
why
can't do it very many times. A golf cart or something gets in the way.
that's mod wedge for you. That is mod wedge for you. I mean, that's still mod wedge. Like that's why I say the niche stuff. Like that was that niche class that I just freaking loved. I just had that Pemberton on just kill. But Chad, once again, untouchable.
Mhm.
Untouchable. No, I don't care what you thought you had or what you have. Chad was untouchable in mod wedge. He's when you've got that much traction, he's got that much car control. He can do a billion laps and hit the same mark every single time. He's just that good. It's just hard to beat. It is hard to beat when you have the skill, the equipment, because he would put a 3.5 in there and just have it tuned perfect and just knew exactly where it needed to be. So you're not thermaling, you're not melting stuff down. You got more than enough power to do anything you want to do. All the traction. He's just mod wedge is built for a guy like Chad Lance.
He's good.
So, I mean, I don't mean to give him that much credit. He's all right, but
He's all right. He's a driver, dude.
Hey, hopefully he shows up this weekend and we can give
take
him a
that.
little tire, little Lexan rubbing and.
it's been a minute. Yeah, I know he's been working on his hot rod
Oh,
lately.
yeah,
So he's got a Model A? No,
not sure what it is.
I don't know, but it's
ground up, brand new.
brand new
Again.
flathead, blown flathead. That's something you don't see every day. So, but I mean, just doing Chad things the way he does stuff, just
Immaculate.
perfect, perfect. So that was kind of when I was talking about it, the guy that has the perfect clean pit area that the go fast guys, that's where it comes from. I bet Sherman was like that too. I mean, he was meticulous. So that's where I got it. That's where I got my mentality to be like that. Was from guys like Sherman and Chad and Mayhew and those. And that's one guy we haven't really talked about. We talked with Jack once about going to his stuff. Is he still going over there? Have you done any of the on road racing?
A little bit.
Yeah?
A little bit, yeah.
Jimmy Ray does a lot of the promoting for that and puts on the races for it, and he's all over it. Like he does amazing job for the road course guys, and that's their deal. They got a crew of drivers that show up out there, and he's always messaging me like making sure we're scheduling. Doesn't conflict and this and that. I'm like, bro, we're like two different entities, two different types of racing. Like I don't pull from you and you don't pull from me, but he's like, I don't care.
I think we do a little bit though. I think in our
he's like-
town, we have a couple guys that do both.
But
So I think
yeah.
that really is, and then, just like with anybody, I think that's awesome that we have, that back and forth. But I think we do have a little bit more than we noticed because I think a lot of our RC community does everything.
Yeah.
I've
No.
heard even Sean Headley going down to the, to the off-road track. So, Mr. Foam himself. So,
Yeah. Going to the dark side.
Yeah, but Jimmy Ray for the road course, he's like, "Yeah, I just want it available in case you're off that week. You can come racing with us." And I'm like, "All right, cool, I get it."
I still have yet to be there, and he was one of my boys too. So I need to go see him and just go check it out. Do they say they're
Right, I wanna
Saturdays,
say-
Fridays?
April 25th, they have something going on
Okay.
at the finish line, and Jimmy Ray's putting it on. I don't know if I think that's the final of their little series, and then they got a big race coming. Like a big race coming up, like the West Coast Nationals on the road course.
Nice. So they had a huge one. Was it this year or last year? It was the Worlds.
The Worlds.
Worlds.
That was insane.
Like
That was like
the best of the best. When it says the Worlds, like in that type of racing,
that was shit, real
the
world,
real Worlds. Like
not this dirt over world stuff. Not to be.
not throwing shade.
This was the road course Worlds. Like European drivers showed up, and it was like a max 125 like entry event, and you had to be
Basically, a true invite only
Do
type of deal.
you had to be somebody
Yeah.
like in the world.
And what's crazy is like you would never even know, like where this place is
In our backyard, yeah.
It's in Bakersfield, and like you saw that you could see the stuff that was produced and
coverage
all the
and,
coverage of it, and you're like, this thing, it looks like a place back east or back in Europe.
Yeah.
How perfect and clean. But that's Mayhew. Mayhew doesn't do anything half-assed. You can go club race on that track like whenever they have a club race, and it's the same.
almost every weekend.
The same, immaculate facility. The same thing, the same way you had the finish line raceway. I think it's still called finish line, isn't it?
Yeah, same deal.
So finish line, when you had the carpet track down on V Street here downtown, that place was perfect, and he had it set up perfect with the amount of room he had. Put
Pit
pit
tables for
tables
everybody.
everywhere you could.
Immaculate.
He just certain guys do things right, and he just does it right every
Hey
time.
man, I'm trying.
Well, that's at least you're trying. At least you're trying. But we're doing what we can do. But we've got my favorite facility, my favorite track. I've been to all of them, but like I said, probably partial because this is ours. But
Like
I
No,
love
not
it.
at
like-
all. This
like-
is home. This
like-
is home. Yeah.
But like Joe says, or I say, it's not the track, it's the people.
Yeah.
It's the people. If I had troubles of drama, I would say at the track, I'm out. I'm gonna go
No,
find me a track and
yeah.
go racing.
Well, and how I know it's the people
Ain't
too
done
is like,
this.
because I've gone on the road with some guys, and not really like gone on the road, but had other guys, be at big races and stuff. I pit with Ruby and Brad, and a few guys have gone to Auburn with us. And when you have the same guys that you race week in, week out, 300 miles away, at another track that you've never been to, you're everything's a little easier.
You're
Yeah.
at home.
Yeah, you're at
You
home.
got your people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were sitting there talking, and Brad had his wife and family, and his family got to come and spend time with him. We're just hanging out. Like this isn't like we had Tyler Hooks there and guys from across the from the East Coast that everybody's like, oh, this is like the biggest race of the year, and we're just hanging out at home. It was nothing. Like it's just another day. We're all out here getting sunburnt, playing with toy cars.
Yeah. That's why we always, it's like we're beating the dead horse of why our track's so cool, and it's a family community. It is a family community at the most hooked up track in well, I can't say in California.
No, I'll say that the most hooked up place in November, December, January, those awesome months. If you've never been to Bakersfield RC, you got to come.
Yeah.
We have some of the best racers, some of the best driving. There's a reason why guys travel from out of state every year to come to the same race. It's because it's hooked up and it's fast.
Uh-oh, Juju's making her debut, or not debut. She's making her daily showing appearance. Yeah, this is going to be clipped in for sure. She's going to be the talk of the town. But
I'm already working on the schedule for next year because you like to say like our best months is when it's cool. So October is getting there. November is we're there. Like I already checked it out. The first weekend in November, the 7th I think is the first weekend, and that's already time change. So we are
perfect.
November on is gonna be money. So I'm gonna move our big races up a month. So we're gonna go December probably Super National, January All Star Shootout, and we'll leave February free for Rainman's for the winter shootout, whatever he calls it. So I'll try moving up a month. We'll open up that month for just straight Randy's. We'll do a club race or whatnot in that area, and then finish off our series through February, March, April.
Perfect. I mean, selfishly for me, that's perfect because, I'm off. I'm 2 October at Santa Maria and then pick back up, April. So those are the prime time for me to be there. So Juju, take my spot for 1 minute. I'll be right back.
For
You got
so
this?
for our schedule, the remaining schedule of what we got going on, it's posted or whatnot, but we'll be doing some changes to it because we're gonna try to head off, the April or the May 1st weekend. We're gonna try to go to we are gonna go to Arizona. We're gonna go to Arizona for that, so we're gonna have to cancel May 1st, and then we have Memorial actually on the Memorial weekend, so we're gonna change that. I like to not actually race on the main event or on the actual schedule. Juju's taking control of the computer. But we got a schedule change coming up. We'll get the new schedule out, but right now we are racing this Saturday, the 18th. We're off on the 25th. We got Hot Rod coming up, so definitely get down to Hot Rod. They're back onto their Friday night racing, so Dirt Oval at Hot Rod on the 25th. So let's get up there and give them a good turnout for Templeman and Babcock and them guys up there. So, but a lot of good things coming up. Our summer schedule, we're gonna do that on the fly because we got baseball still full effect. High school's running right now for baseball. We're into league now, and then we will end that. I want to say towards June, and then we might pick up some baseball, some travel stuff. Get the kids out of town, get them seen on some travel stuff. Get some stats on them and some of the different different things out there. But summer will be kind of on the fly. We'll post something up. We'll race at least once a month in the summertime. We'll get on the concrete,
And I'm gonna call you guys out on the concrete midget racing. Let's do it all summer long.
and we have the
Gonna be our
dirt
thing.
track in the parking lot
Mhm.
that we might try to.
We're gonna work on get something going.
We're trying to get a connect on that lignin stuff to try to seal it, have something sealed for the summer. If we could do that, or we could just show up, don't even have to cover it, seal it. It'd probably be the ugly black stuff like back in the day, but if we can get that dialed in on the track to where it's sealed, we could just show up, blow it, race on it, then we'll try to do that. But that's been when did I start that? Last year?
Something like that.
Started it last year, but never went anywhere. Once that 100+ degree weather hits,
It's tough.
it just takes everything out of you.
Yeah, but
Being in the AC, you're like, why am I gonna go outside? We'll try. Worst case scenario, we got concrete.
yeah, but that some of the best tracks, some of the coolest tracks, that lignin sulfate, that black tar, distinct smell to it, stuff that produced some pretty good racing. Like same type of thing. Like if you're in it and in the groove, you're golden. But if you move up just a little bit, you're done.
Out of it.
And then you're down 2 laps because you gotta get the stuff back off your tires to get back in the groove. But that's where the IFMAR style qualifying comes into effect. So those runs, you got to keep it smooth, keep it good, but being able to keep a track dialed in without crazy work in the summer, that's key.
Yeah.
Key. So
I just want to blow it off, and let's go racing.
did you race on the lignin sulfate?
A little bit.
So did you race what was that place we went to up north? Was it Merced?
Yeah, I forgot the name of it.
No, I never got to race Merced. Got to go to Ridgecrest a little bit
It
racing.
was just
races.
was it above? Is that above Fresno? Just right above Fresno?
Just above Fresno, yeah.
Yeah.
It was about 4.5 hours. I
Third.
think we had a best of the West there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a pretty smooth, like lignin sulfate. That was, I think it was one of the first EDM races after our LSR all-nighter rebuild. Full takes me out of the B in his own car when he was 5 laps down. Not to get in the A. I'll never forget that. But yeah, but that was in the EDM days. That's when I bought a super cool camera back then. It was like a Sony, it's like 6200, like the best one you could buy back then. Let's try to take pictures of it. I should have just stopped racing then and got into this stuff. Like, I don't know if it would have saved me money, but would have saved heartbreak. That's for sure. But yeah, we've had a lot of racing, a lot of ups, a lot of downs in summertime racing, but hopefully we can get that track dialed in because we don't want to have the fall off but not like it's kind of weird. It's kind of hard saying that because we've never had the fall off of like concerned about losing racers and they don't come back for the winter because they're
Yeah.
not involved. Because seems like we're growing every year. Like this has been the best year we've had for consistent attendance. So in our same thing with last summer, it falls off. We have the concrete, but we got to get the guys with the cars to come out to show people what that concrete can do, and then maybe new people will try to build the cars and come out and race on the concrete. Because I mean, we do have the classes. The Traxxas stuff always kills it on that track. It's like built for Traxxas, but and not like we need more classes, but maybe some people, if you have those NASCAR ready to run NASCAR deals, bring them out and see what they look like.
No.
There
No
is.
low C sprints. No NASCARs. No. We were racing purpose built cars and maybe some Traxxas stuff.
How much more purpose built can you get than that?
Traxxas, we got the Traxxas truck. We're gonna take the mud boss, turn it into the truck. That's gonna be our asphalt, Traxxas deal. We're gonna have the original pan cars. I've sold some hyperdrive cars lately, so if you guys have been building actual pan cars, and if you have an old pan car, those are.
Still work.
I remember, I think 2002, I went out there. I bought a L10 out of the package and put it together and went out there and TQ'd and won like the sportsman class. And that's when I just got out of high school, getting back into it, did the military thing, came back, and then I was starting to get back into racing again and build it right out of the box. So it doesn't take anything special. Like you just need a pan car with some foam tires on it. And we'll spray our lane choice on it. The traction will be there, and it'll be some fun racing. So that's one of the classes. So there's two, and then we got the midgets, we got the sprints, like
So
everything that we run on the dirt, we can run on the concrete.
how do the midgets go? I haven't seen a midget go
Park
around.
store is open. Park store is open.
Thanks for RCRaceway.com race trailer.
Yeah.
Come on down.
I'll stock a couple extra arms in there. You'll be fine.
That is one thing. I housed a couple of cars, like full chassis, arms, everything, full rights, the whole right side. Try to run mod sprint on that. Just
Yeah.
see you later. I mean, $120 of parts, that's a lot of money of parts for an RC car. But see ya, just like that. Just
Oh yeah. I'll give you a discount if you take the whole side of your car off. Don't worry. I'll help you out a little bit.
But that's probably one thing too. Like you go to a hobby shop for RC racing, like they probably don't have the full stock thing that you have in the trailer. Like especially for dirt oval, you would have every single part for hyperdrive, custom works. I mean, Ghost is more associated off road based, but
Fielding's working on me. He's working on me hard. He's like,
Yeah.
carry Ghost, carry Ghost. I'm like so invested in these other companies already. It's hard to bring another one on, but like you say, it's associated based, so kind of we have a lot of associated cars out there, so I'm thinking about it.
so there you go. I mean, if you push him hard enough, guys, you push him hard enough, he'll start buying everything, whatever you need. Because
We got a lot. We got some associated stuff for the SR10s and the what is our buggy class? Our outlaw buggy class, which is pretty much any buggy chassis with any body that runs in our outlaw buggy class. So we got stuff for associated buggies, bandits. There's some bandit buggies up in that class. So we got a little of everything. We try to keep stocked enough to keep you guys racing.
and I don't think I've ever seen anybody go home because they don't have a part.
If we don't have it, somebody in the crowd has it. That's
Definitely.
the best
Yeah.
thing out there.
Definitely.
And I mean, because I know out of your guys' camp, I mean, not that it's just you guys are ghost only, because you guys have a little bit of everything. But if somebody had a ghost car and they're out of town, they can hit you up, they can hit Joe up. I mean, I'm sure you guys have the part or can point them in the right direction to somebody that has the part and just
Oh,
keep
definitely.
them going.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're out of town and you're like, well, I'm scared to go race at our track or Jimmy's track or Bakersfield RC Raceway because I have this, and they have hyperdrive and custom works there. I don't know if I break something, got to go home. No, you do not have to go home. Somebody somewhere has the part, or we live 20 minutes away. Go home, get the part.
Well, and don't be afraid to ask. That's something I've learned.
Mhm.
Every single person there is your friend, really.
Yes.
Like they're not gonna tell you, no, get the hell out of here.
Yeah,
It's no, let me look in my bag, and if I don't have it, maybe somebody else does.
exactly.
That's what I always say. If you're new to RC, come in like our crowd, like our racers will point you in the right direction. They'll show you what they got. They'll tell you what's going on at the track. They will bring you in and show you everything that's going on. When they call me on the phone, I say, "Hey, look, just show up. Show up and check out what we going on." Somebody will say, "Hey, they didn't, come here. This is what we got going on.
Yeah.
This is dirt oval RC racing at its best. Check it out. There's a class for you."
Yeah, I mean, I understand that guy too because I'm that guy when I get into something. Because I'm terrible when it comes to equipment. I got to have the best equipment, right? So when I got into bowling, I was like, all right, what's the best bowling ball? Well, what do you want the bowling ball to do? Do you want it to go down the lane a long ways and then break hard? Do you want it to be a long swooping break? Do you want to do this? You could take the same ball and drill it 1,000 different ways to do 1,000 different things. Same thing. RC car racing is like, well, what kind of car do you want? Do you want a foam car? Do you want a rubber car? Do you want a car that's tight and kind of easy to drive with the front end? Do you want something that's loose and fast and you got to hang on to it? What do you want? So that's just how it
Hey,
all works.
why is he talking about balls all of a sudden? It's getting kind of weird.
So I mean, we could talk about something that's a little more in your lane. So about baseball bats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back to balls again.
So how many bats do you think you bought in a lifetime? Both your boys have played travel ball growing up. Like we just saw.
I gotta go.
So Josh just started his first league game, senior or varsity level. They for Liberty High School here in town. They won 1-0.
Josh got his first start. He came in a couple times in relief, so the coaches trusted him or whatever. I just thought he's a sophomore on varsity, so there's juniors and seniors, and like you are, you know, not the biggest kid in the world yet. You still got some growing to do. But he made it, and they brought him in a few games in relief to close out some games, and did amazing a couple times. One time he got lit up, but here we come, first game of the season, actual league play, and he's like, "Dad, I'm on the mound." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "All right." I'm like, "Well, good luck." So I went to the game, and he was not getting the strikeouts, but he was dealing enough to get the bad pop ups and the outs, like
So
three
all that
up,
matters.
3 down, in and out of the innings. Didn't let I think he got like 2 hits the whole thing. He went 6 innings. I think he had 94 pitches, which is a little high for the first time after, coming out or whatnot. But it was good. He went 6 innings, 0 runs on him, and then his team came up the bottom of the sixth, and one of their big dudes hit a home run over the fence, so that got us a point and on his inning. And then the relief came in and finished it up 3 in, 3 out, and got the win for the first varsity start, which is amazing for a
First
sophomore to do.
for a
So
sophomore, that's sick. That's I mean, you guys did so much travel ball and played so much like you had so much invested in him, time, money, effort. Like that's for a parent, that's gotta feel just amazing to have your sophomore kid starting varsity and pick up the win. 94 pitches, 6 innings. That's unscored, two hits. That's freaking awesome.
yeah, it's good, especially after you got millions of dollars invested in him for traveling from they were 8 years old, going to North Carolina, going to Utah, going to you know Las Vegas, all in that's the out of town stuff. I'm talking San Diego, Fresno, Sacramento, like everywhere in California and beyond. So yeah, it's good to see your money going to good use. It's good though.
And same kid just got his license this week.
Oh my God. So that's gonna open up hours and hours of my life. So hopefully we'll have time to maybe I'll even have time to race at our place. I'll have I would say at least 2 to 3 hours plus a day of travel time for me driving these kids around, picking them up from school, taking them to their practices, taking them to their workouts, and I just sit in the car, wait and wait and wait for them to be done. So I'm not driving back and forth across town wasting gas. So yeah, I'm talking like hours. This is huge, huge for me.
See, I've screwed up. I should have been giving you all the raw footage of all this stuff and making you edit all this crap
Ooh,
while you were sitting in the truck waiting
well,
and waiting and waiting.
yeah, but it's gonna be good. Hopefully. Now we got the teenager driving. I don't know, man.
I don't know. I mean that is your
Next biggest challenge.
PSA. That is your public service announcement, ladies and gentlemen. If you see a Toyota Tacoma somewhere in your neighborhood,
Like we say on the
steer
track,
clear.
give him a little room.
You got to give him a little room. Work together. Work together.
He might be coming a little hot to the corner.
If he gets past you, just fall in right behind him, and you can follow him around. Yeah, the same exact thing. So, but no, that's awesome. It's great to see like families doing great, kids are doing great. You guys saw Juju; she's doing amazing. She's our mascot, track mascot. Yeah, it's cool to see the boys are doing something good. You're probably kind of blessed that you only have to do one that does baseball and racing.
Right.
So now we got Jack that's coming through, and he's going to be doing the same thing, still killing in baseball. But
I don't know what's more expensive, baseball or racing.
yeah,
Yeah. I don't know how you do both.
and Jack figured out how he's going to do both.
Yeah.
Guys, I mean, Jack's doing it all. He's got He's got off-road cars. He's got on-road cars. He's got, you know, a little bit of everything. So
Baseball bats, fishing poles. The kid does it all.
that's what we're talking about. That kid, or the guy. That's how you get that guy, the jack of all, master of none. He probably
Mm-hmm.
kick your ass in a little bit of everything.
Oh, yeah.
But maybe he'll suck at darts too. I don't know, but
Right.
but no, that's what you want to. That's what you want to raise. That's what you want to have, and just some badass kids. You got 3 badass kids, so
Right.
I will
We're good.
say that. So you have kids?
No kids.
So that's plan on having any kids? Want to have
No.
kids? Just no.
John
No,
didn't
racing cars.
John didn't plan on it either.
Phil, almost 14 years ago. Yeah, my she'll be 14 here in a couple of weeks, and my son will be 2 here in a month after that. And yeah, it's just a 12-year difference though.
Yeah,
Just a 12-year difference. So we got our little guy, and we've got my daughter. So we're that shop's closed though. So just in case if anybody was wondering and thought, shop's closed. So, but yeah, it's we've got a long way to go to raise my little kid. Got that late start at dang near 40. So having our last one at 38 years old, we're going to be the 62-year-olds over there in graduation.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be all good. It'll be all good.
I went to a baseball game. It was in Las Vegas. It's me and Juju, and Josh is playing or whatever. And you know how Juju, I want candy. Or I'm hungry. Juju's saying is, I'm hungry. I'm like, okay, let's go get you some food. And it's not food, it's just candy. She just wants candy. So I set her on the counter at the snack bar. This lady's like, oh my God, your grandbaby's so cute. You- I didn't even know what to say to this lady. I just smiled and was like, fucking bitch. It was horrible.
Well, I've got a photo that we took at the Mexican restaurant after Hot Rod. And I sent it to our wives, and Brie was like, "Jimmy is an old man because your hair looked like platinum silver.
Oh,
all
shout
of
out. It was a long day of racing.
all of it." So I will post that in the comments of this
No.
video. It is coming out, so fair warning. I'm telling you now, it'll be in the comments of this video. This is it's must see. It is must see. You look. It's gonna be unedited, fully unedited. No funny business. I can see where she's coming up with that grandpa stuff.
Damn. But the problem is, that was a few years ago. That was probably like 2 or 3 years ago. I'm like, oh my God. No, say it isn't so. I'm owning it though. I'm starting to realize that creeping up on me, but
No, we
we're
are.
good.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think like when we were in our 20s, you're like, man, how are these 40-year-old guys are freaking old, man. Now I'm like, 40's freaking great. How are you guys talking about? I was like, guess if someone wants to go, we can still go. It's like, but no, it's not. It's creeping up. It's creeping up on you. How old are you, Joe?
31.
31.
Yeah,
Oh,
damn.
shoot.
I'm out.
Yep.
30.
Who invited this kid?
Golly.
Yep.
No wonder why you're making us look so bad over here.
Yeah.
So no, at 31, that was prime time, dude. That's 31 years young. My daughter was 4. I think she was 4. So, but d- don't even think about that. Don't even if you like racing and you like horseback riding and hobbies, and if you like all that stuff,
Yeah, no kids. No kids in the future. No.
that a boy.
Yeah,
Attaboy.
we're
Yeah.
racing. We're racing right now.
So when you come to the track, how many cars do you bring to the track? So you have at least, I know you got the 13.5 Outlaw truck, you've got the EDM, you've got the you were running some sprint car stuff for a minute, but no sprint cars now.
Yeah, no, 13.5 sprint.
Yes,
13.5 sprint and 13.5 truck are always my classes, no matter where I go. And then just recently picked up modified late model and EDM. And my thought with EDM is just I don't want to see the foam tire completely die at our track. I know it's kind of dying the rest of the nation, but that doesn't mean it has to die at our track. And then 13.5 truck I just run because I wouldn't be here without it. That was the class I started with in 2003 and have been running it ever since. So
Yeah.
when I came back out and I seen Miss Polly and Dalton still out there, Jimmy was letting them run 2 cars and making the class. I was like, that obviously I got to get a part of that. A year later, I watched a B main come around. So we're
Yeah.
like, that's always gonna be my go-to class.
Well, that's
And I have guys ask me all the time, why are you still running truck? Why are you still running truck? Because Miss Polly's the most, week in and week out, I know she's going to be the best competition here.
yeah, and she was
And I hate to say that, guys, but she is.
yeah,
you know,
it's
well, wait till she gets a sprint car going, like really, really going. You guys are going to be in hurt.
when she runs Sean's sprint car,
Mhm.
like because Sean dials it in. The Headley Speed shop is dialed out of the gate. You don't have to do much of anything. He has it set on rails. Miss Polly just drives it. She's right there. She's in competition for that's 13.5 rubber tire sprint car.
Yep.
And that's our premier class, our top of the top, best drivers, best everything, ready to rock and roll. Miss Polly, you could put her up against anybody with the right equipment and the right know-how and the right setup and and she's a wheel woman. She can figure it out. Like even if it's cars set up for this guy or this gal or this way or the other way, she can get on it 5 laps and she'll drive it. She's a driver. Yeah, but 13.5 truck, that's her class, man.
Oh yeah,
She's the one to beat.
yeah. Every time.
She is the one to beat. And that's Hamilton. That thing's probably 10 years old.
He's
Oh, every bit of it. Yeah.
Yeah, probably 10-year-old Hamilton truck. Which that was another OG that was great. Gary Hamilton. Well, he is great. He's stat Randy's.
Yeah. No, Pops is still kicking butt at Randy's. February.
Have you
August?
been to a shop?
No, I haven't.
It is like heaven. RC heaven history. He's got a cabinet glass with like the car just came off the track, immaculate. Old school batteries, old school the Airtronics box radio with just a.
I've just
It's
seen.
cool to see.
I've never been in it, but I've seen a lot of pictures for like when Sherman was going over there, they were building parts and doing things, and made me cut a couple parts out of carbon for me. I'd see pictures and I'd be like in the background, like, dude, what is that in the background over there? He's like, this is Hamilton shop. It's just crazy. Like all the CNC stuff, all the tools, I can only imagine what it looks like now. But I don't know if he's probably not cutting too many things. He's not doing too much oval. But
Doing.
Oh no, he's doing
Is he?
quite a
Kinds of
yes,
stuff.
no,
Is
quite
he?
a
Oh.
bit stuff for us. So
He's out of control.
Ah.
He's doing. He's
making the guys go
He's-
fast.
nonstop busy in the shop. Like he's retired and living the life.
And fun fact, he did kind of the same thing that I do for my job. He was a water guy. So he worked for water district in that part of the neighborhood. I'm not gonna tell people where he lives, and I'm working the water district here in our neck of the woods. So a water guy that loves racing must go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So boys, we've been here for a little over an hour and a half. Goes quick just like that, dude. We were talking, it just
Don't know what we're talking about. We're just.
Yeah,
fucking-
just rambling. But
It's
yeah,
whatever
it
comes
goes.
up.
Yep.
and that's how it went with Sunny. She was like, we were in here just kind of chit chatting. I was like, just putting the sound check on, going back and forth. And she was like, okay, so what do we do? I was like, no, we're going right now. We're podcasting. So this is how it is. Like, it's just free talk, free flow. Like if you were going to tell somebody to come on, would you tell them like, dude, just it's super chill, just
Yeah, no, just
come hang out?
on. Yeah, come hang out.
Were
Come
you,
ramble.
were you shaking?
No, 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 not too many shakes. Not this
I
time.
might have been shaking on the first one. I said after you get started, you're just bullshit with the guys, And
Yeah.
Well,
And
there's just so much to talk about. Like I didn't even scratch the surface of the stuff that I
Yeah.
thought I was going to talk about.
yeah,
So
no,
yeah.
and that's the cool thing about this is like we can do this anytime we want. So if you be like, hey, I got some I want to talk about, and maybe we can drop it, hot take or whatever. Come over and we'll fire this thing up and throw out a quick little chat or whatever, and get it out to as many people as we can. Because I think that's our goal with this is just to get it out to as many people as possible, whether it be RC car racing, which is what we've been so enthralled with lately, big car racing, Santa Maria Speedway, Bakersfield Speedway, Placerville, anybody that wants to come on, we'll talk, we'll chat, we'll get the word out. And I know next week I'm going to have somebody come on that's in the pro stock division. We'll just say that. So we're going to have
RCJ for president.
I told him you don't want him on here.
Well, I already got the hook in him, so we'll see if we can get him on. So I want to get Ricky on here. I want to get the Pounds guys on here. I want to get Jerry Stewart on here. I'm trying to get Jerry Stewart for next week because we got pro stocks next week at Santa Maria.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully he's back in town. I know he's on a road trip, so hopefully we get him in here next week. We'll chat and talk, and that's one of my. He was like my hero growing up because that's my uncle's late model driver, but we'll get into that when I get to talk to him.
So
But
in the RC world, who should we have next?
I think Trent Millard.
Trenton,
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I want to know how he got so fast all of a sudden.
yeah,
you
I like
know?
it because we've
Yeah.
been talking about him. I mean, that's one of the things we've been.
Did he
talking
win it? He won too. Did he win up?
Yeah, he went up there to
He
Coyote.
won
Won the open class.
He won at Hot Rod
Yeah.
Hobbies. Went up to Coyote and won late model up there too. So he's back to back.
Wow.
Yeah, no, he
champion.
Needs, he needs his butt kicked somewhere. So
Oh, Chad, you better show up
yeah.
Saturday, Chad.
Call
And,
out.
like, you better.
Yeah, we got to take Trenton down.
take a little slice of humble pie.
Jimmy's not taking that lightly.
No.
I think Trenton kind of gave him the wheel at
Like,
hot rod, but
Where'd this guy come from?
we'll have to
I've
go back
never
to the
been
video.
touched. I've never been touched by Trenton.
Check out
No, dude's wheeling. Dude's
check out the
wheeling.
replay on JohnKennyLive.com and
Yeah,
but
fuck Trenton.
Maybe I don't know. I'm not gonna drop my crew chief, but he's been killing it too. So
Oh, yeah,
Joe's
Joe's on
there.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we don't.
But hey, when you go to 1 million races a year,
he's on the podium.
You got it.
Joe's on the podium.
yeah.
Nothing to you, Joe.
So I mean that's one thing. I had my first podcast, like the person on person, was with Miss Polly and Melvin, and we have a great pool of people to pull from to get folks here. So when he said I got special guests, and I was like, I didn't even sweat it. I was like, oh, cool. And then I found it was you. I was like, oh, even better. And I got to thank you too, though, because you're like one of the guys that help out so much. Every post, every video, you like it, you share it. Like,
Yeah, no, that's
It's-
the only way our sport's gonna grow, man. I see so many familiar faces week in and week out, but it's really cool to meet new people. Not like Holder and Tui and those guys that are coming. Really haven't got to meet them face to face, and but see them, and that's cool because our sport doesn't go anywhere without new people coming in.
Yeah.
And whether you're coming in as a newbie or coming in after a 10-year, retirement heist, hiatus, you got to come back. So there's a lot of people out there that I keep trying to talk into to coming back, but hey, we'll see.
yeah, everyone does their part, and you do a phenomenal job of that facilitating people and just getting the word out. So I appreciate it. I know
We
Jimmy
appreciate it.
appreciates it.
Yeah, no, I like coming to the track, so I want to try to keep it around.
Awesome. Well, boys, I think we need to wrap this deal up. I got the wife just gave me the eye right now. She just walked in. I know we got dinner here tonight with one of our wonderful sponsors, Alvarez Kicking Camps. Congratulations. You just turned in your final assignment for law school.
Nice.
So just finished law school. I mean, so we're going to go celebrate, going to Red Pepper and have a good little steak dinner. And so congratulations.
Thanks for the invite.
Not Alvarez.
We're going to the Pepper here to have drinks. You guys hear that? Well, I'll see you there.
So I wanted to say a big time shout out to Matt, and he was one of our biggest sponsors. Him and my father-in-law, Alvarez Kicking Camps. Make sure you check out Alvarez Kicking Camps. Check out Mather Brothers Incorporated, San Joaquin Tires and Wheels, Bakersfield RC Raceway, and Coast to Coast. And those are our supporters for Bakersfield for John Candy Live and Bakersfield RC Raceway. Thank you guys so much for checking us out. John Candy, Jimmy Johnson, Joe Nichols, JCL number 14 in the books.
That's it.
That's it. Boom.
We're taking flight, yeah. Racing hard under neon lights. From the dirt to the stars, we never quit. John